Okay, so Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurvunmilitam Yena तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यपादे पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining today. Um, so, on the occasion, auspicious occasion of Shiva Ratri, we decided to do this short session this evening, and so we will, hear some glorification of Lord Shiva. Hmm? So the real festival is the festival when we hear about the Lord, that becomes a real festival. Otherwise, if we don't hear and read, it becomes a ritual. Just if we hear and read the glorification, if we feel like that we are celebrating the festival. Mm. So in the next 30-40 minutes or so, we will try and discuss who Lord Shiva is. We all know, but again, whenever there is Shivaratri, we will discuss this and some of his pastimes. Um, we will discuss. So let me just share this. So we did this last year, Outlook, but also I'm doing slightly different this year. Just to okay, so this is Shiva Ratri. Oh, can you see my screen by any chance? Yeah, excellent. So let's read this. This is the Prabhupada's purport in the Srimad Bhagavatam. To the eighth canto, seventh verse, 8-7-22 purport. Mm. So here Prabhupada actually gives the unique position of Lord Shiva. Kavita Mataji, would you be kind enough to read this, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Uh, Lord Shiva acts on behalf of Lord Vishnu. When the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 14.4 that He is the father of all living entities, Aham Bija Pradaha Pita, this refers to actions performed by the Lord Vishnu through Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu is always unattached to material activities, and when material activities are to be performed, Lord Vishnu performs them through Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is therefore worshipped on the level of Lord Vishnu. When Lord Vishnu is untouched by the external energy, he is Lord Vishnu. But when he is in touch with the external energy, he appears in his features as Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam 8.7.22.
Yeah. So this purport is quite key to understand the unique position of Lord Shiva in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Very unique, and Prabhupada actually gives a very clear message, which defines the unique position of Lord Shiva. Mm. So you see this picture here, and this is Mahavishnu lying on Karna Ocean, and and the spiritual world always exists. Material world is created, and it remains for some time, and then it will be annihilated. So when Mahavishnu desire to create the material world, he simply glances at the material nature. So material nature is represented by Mother Durga. So the entire material nature is called Devi Dham. Hmm? Brahma Samhita describes four dhams. Anybody remembers four places, four dhams? Golokayeva Golokanamni Nijadamni Tale Chatasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Suteshu Teshu. So there is Devi Dham, that is the material world. Above Devi Dham, there is Mahesh Dham. That is where Lord Shiva eternally resides. There is Sadashiva with Mother Parvati. The only Devi Dham is created and annihilated. From Mahesh Dham to Mahesh Dham, Haridham, and Golok Dham, they are eternally existing. They're all spiritual. So, when Lord Mahavishnu desired to create the universe, he simply glances at the material nature. Material nature, it's called Mahatattva, or she's also known as Durga Devi. So through the glance, that glance takes the form of Lord Shiva and then interacts with the Mother Nature, Mother Durga. So Lord Vishnu is separate. He does not interact with material nature, Mother Durga. So Prabhupada here simply says, when Lord Vishnu is untouched by the external energy, is Lord Vishnu. But when he is in touch with the external energy, he is Lord Shiva. Simple. This is it. It's another form of Mahavishnu. Another form of Mahavishnu is Shiva. And that form interacts with the material nature. And then he injects Mahavishnu injects all the living entities into the material nature through Lord Shiva. So that's why here Prabhupada highlights this point. Aham bija pradapita. So our material father is Lord Shiva. He takes all the living entities with him and interacts with Mother Durga. That's how all the living entities are taken birth. So, so there are innumerable universes, and we know that this Mahavishnu expands as second Vishnu, enters into each universe, and that second Vishnu expands into third Vishnu, Karnodaksha Vishnu, into each universe, right? Similarly, this Lord Shiva, he eternally exists in Maheshdam. That one Shiva expands and enters into all the universes. Yeah. And sometimes he's appeared as the son of Brahma, or he's appeared from Lord Vishnu, different ways. But his position is that is his position. Like you understand, and Brahma Samhita gives this unique verse. Kshiram yata dadivikara vishesha yogat sanjayate nahitata prutaghastyeto yaha shambhutamapi tata samupaiti karyat Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma Samhita 545, fifth chapter, 45. That's the only chapter that we have that is available at the moment. This scripture was collected by Mahaprabhu when he visited one of the South Indian temples known as Adikeshava. And Mahaprabhu liked this scripture very much. And here, so yeah. So the milk and yogurt example analogy is given by Brahma for us to understand. So milk, you add something to milk, some acid, right? Some sour things, and then it becomes yogurt. Okay. So that yogurt is neither same nor different. Okay. Why it is neither different? Because it actually came from the milk. But why it is neither same nor different? Why it is not same? Because it has there is something added to it. It had taken a different form. So that milk is Vishnu or Krishna, and that yogurt is Lord Shiva, and different function. Why he had taken the form of Lord Shiva, we have just discussed it. Because in the form of Lord Shiva, he interacts with the material nature, Mother Durga. So many times when sometimes people say Jagat Pita, it is not wrong. He is our material father. Hmm? So Mahavishnu gives the all the living entities, and then Lord Shiva takes and interacts. So this analogy is also there in the Brahma Samhita. So please remember that yogurt comes from milk. Okay, milk is Krishna, yogurt is Shiva. Milk, yogurt comes from the milk, and uh, and from yogurt, sorry, yeah, yogurt comes from the milk, but from yogurt you can't make the milk again. Yes, you can't make the milk again. That is the difference. Uh, so I hope you understand the position of Lord Shiva clearly. He had taken, Lord Vishnu had taken another form. The purpose is to interact with the material nature. Hmm? So that's why when he says he is above Brahma. Please remember, Brahma is a living entity. Lord Shiva is not a living entity. Okay, Lord Shiva is God. Okay, whereas Lord Brahma is a living entity, and um, one when one qualifies that post is given to him. Hmm? But even though sometimes Lord Shiva appears as son of Brahma, etc., the position of Lord Shiva is greater than Brahma. Just like Vamandev appeared as son of Kashyapa. Does it mean Kashyapa and Aditi are greater than Vamandev? No. Similarly, so Lord Shiva sometimes appear as son of Brahma, but his position is greater. He is Ishvara. Brahma is not Ishvara. Yeah. So, and his position is in between, like, living entities. And then in the living entity, topmost living entity is Brahma. and then above Brahma we have Shiva, and above Shiva is Vishnu Tattva. Uh, that's how it works. So, and after, so describing this, is anybody has any questions on this? I hope it's clear. We discussed this several times.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, good. Yes, Kavita Mata, you go on.
Prabhuji, in Bhagavatam, when creation is discussed, it is said that Rudras appear from Brahma's eyebrows when he is in anger that previous sons are not following his orders of procreation. So Rudras appear. So what is the connection between Rudras and Sadashiva, who is
Yeah,
like
they're expansions of the Sadashiva.
oh,
Rudras are expansions of Sadashiva. As I mentioned, they can appear as son of Brahma, etc. But their position is great. They are expansions of Sadashiva. All Rudras are expansions of Sadashiva. That is mentioned. Um, Actually, because you pointed it out, I can bring it up on the screen. Actually, or that window is also opened here. Rudra, who is an expansion of Sadashiva. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 6th chapter, 79 verse. Please read the purport when when you have time. It gives further explanation, further information on this. Rudra, who is an expansion of Sadashiva, who appears in unlimited universes, is also a Gunavatara and is the ornament of all the demigods in the endless universes. So that one Sadashiva from Mahesdam expands into Rudra in various universes. This purport, there is nice purport here. You can read also. Uh, yeah. Okay. So then, so ye Lord Shiva. So just like Advaita Acharya, what is the position of Advaita Acharya? Can anyone tell me who is Advaita Acharya?
Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu. Super. Plus Mahavishnu plus Sadashiv. He's a combined incarnation. Yeah. But although he is Mahavishnu, he considered himself to be devotee of Mahaprabhu. Right? Similarly, Lord Shiva considered himself to be the devotee of Lord Krishna. That's why he is known as Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Among all the Vaishnavas, the topmost Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. So that's how he behaves. When we worship Lord Shiva, we worship in that mood as the greatest of all the devotees, greatest of all all Vaishnavas. Hmm? Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. That's how we should worship. Kavita Mataji, please.
Prabhuji, Lord Shiva is in as a Sadashiva. He is in his dham. Okay,
Mahesh Dham.
Mahesh dham. Yes. So I want to know, uh, with the universe before there is nothing, and the Lord Krishna is there. He first has Balrama from his left hand side and Radharani from his right hand side. If we consider from that point, at what point actually the Sadashiva incarnation comes, and is it also the Gunavatara of Lord Krishna?
Yeah, so your voice is not so clear, but I'll come back to that later on. So yeah, so just bear with me. We can come back to that. Um, So now let me recite this wonderful verse. So Lord Shiva, he helps us remove the false ego. False ego makes us think that we are this body, and that's when we think we are this body, we we misbehave, and when that false ego is gone, we see ourselves to be the servant of the Lord. So that's why devotees worship Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva acts as a protector. Kshetrapal is a gatekeeper of Vrindavan. If you actually want to enter into Vrindavan, you better worship, take permission of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva will give you the entrance into real Vrindavan. So our acharyas, so this they quoted this wonderful verse, and I'll recite this. Vrundavana vanipate jaya soma soma maule sanandana sanatana naraditya Gopishwara Vraja Vilasi Yugangri Padme Pritim Prayachani Ratam Nirupadikam Me. So is in Vrindavan, there is a temple called Gopeshwar Mahadev, and in the evening they dress the Shivalinga as Gopi. You can see here. Um, and is Avanipate, Vrundavana Vanipate, is the gatekeeper of Vrindavan. Lord Krishna had given that position, is Kshetrapal. Even Mayapur Dham, he acts as Kshetrapal, means gatekeeper. And so Narada, the four Kumaras, they always inquire from Lord Shiva. They like to hear from the lotus mouth of Lord Shiva the glories of Lord Krishna. Hmm? And what does he do? So please bestow upon me the firm, unconditional preeti for the lotus feet of playful couple of Vraja. Uh, hmm? So we are requesting Lord, this Lord Shiva in the form of Gopeshwar Mahadev, to give us that prema bhakti onto the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Hmm? So there are five actually major temples in Vrindavan. So does anybody know these five temples? These were established by grandson of Krishna, Vajranabh. Does anybody remember any of these? We mentioned one of them is this Gopishwar Mahadev. Hmm? Anybody remembers others? Okay.
Bhakya Bihari.
No. Lord Shiva temple.
Sorry.
Yeah. So there are five actually, but let's see what we can see here, and we can also take darshan. So in Mathura there is Bhuteshwar Mahadev. I've never been to Bhuteshwar Mahadev, so next time I should go. And this was established. So this is a one gatekeeper, Bhuteshwar Mahadev, Lord Shiva. This is how it looks like, and this is in Mathura. And In Vrindavan, we have Gopeshwar Mahadev. Gopeshwar Mahadev. Lord Shiva in the form of Gopeshwar Mahadev. This is also Gopeshwar Mahadev. And in Vrindavan, Gopeshwar Mahadev. Then in Kamyavan, you have Kameshwar Mahadev. Then in the Govardhan, in the Govardhan hill, you have Chakleshwar Mahadev. There are 5 Shivalingas. Said they represent the 5 faces of Lord Shiva. Chakleshwar Mahadev, our Sanatana Goswami used to live near this area, and there were many mosquitoes, and these mosquitoes were, causing problem when he was actually writing scriptures. And he used to regularly visit Lord Shiva temples, Sanatana Goswami, and he prayed to Lord Shiva. So, my dear Lord Shiva, if the mosquitoes are, if they continue to exist and in this area and disturb me, I'm not able to write my scriptures, I will have to move away. And then, lo and behold, the mosquitoes disappeared from that place. So Sanatana Goswami continued to write his scriptures there. So this is Chakleshwar Mahadev in Govardhan Hill. And then you have in Nandagam, Nandeshwar. Lord Shiva actually wanted to witness the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So he prayed, he prayed to Lord Krishna that he wanted to become a hill. If you are not sure how many of you been to Nandagam, Nanda Maharaj's house. Initially, Nanda Maharaj was living in Vrindavan, in Gokul actually. But from Gokul, then he moved to Nandagam. Radharani, father Vrishabhanu was living in Rawal, and from Rawal they moved to Barsana. So Nanda Baba moved to Nandagam. So this Nandagam, there is Nanda Bhavan. This Nanda Bhavan actually exists on the top of the hill. That hill is non-different from Lord Shiva. There are 3 hills, famous hills in Vrindavan. This is Nandeshwar. That is one hill, Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma became a hill in Barsana. And on top of that hill, Radharani's temple is there. And Lord Vishnu exists as Govardhan Hill in Vrindavan. So Brahma is there in the form of hill. Shiva is also there in the form of hill. And Lord Vishnu there in the form of Govardhan Hill. So this is Nandeshwar Mahadev in the Nandagam. So they all are gatekeepers. This hill is a form of Lord Shiva who performed tapasya for several thousands of years and to enter into Lord Krishna's pastimes in Vraja. When Lord was pleased with him, Shiva asked for a boon to getting a chance to witness the Vraja pastimes of Lord Krishna by becoming a hill or a stone. So these are the 4 temples. No, 5. I mentioned 5. So 5 famous temples are there in Vrindavan. So not only in Vrindavan, but in other places. So this one, Harihara Kshetra. This is in Mayapur. This is in Godrumadvip. So you can see here, this deity is combined form of Harihara. Hari means Krishna, Hara means Shiva. So it's a combined form of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. The white portion represents Lord Shiva, and the black portion represents Lord Vishnu. That's why you see, Lord Vishnu is holding chakra and Lord Shiva is holding trident. So this is in Godrumadvip, and this place is called Harihara Kshetra, and here Lord Shiva, it is actually called Mahavaranasi. This our Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in his book called Navadip Mahatmya, that this place is as good as, even better than Kashi, Varanasi. Here, in many people, when they want to die, they go to Varanasi. You know why? Because Lord Shiva comes and chants the holy name of Ram. Uh, and that's how they deliver. They get liberation. They go back to Vaikunta. Mm. Here, Lord Shiva chants Gauranga. Whoever gives up their body in that area, so will get Gaura Prema. Lord Shiva is constantly chanting the holy names of Gauranga, and whoever dies, and at the time of their death, Lord Shiva comes and utters Gaura, 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 Gauranga, like that. Mm. So this is in Harihara Kshetra. And there is also, I want to mention of, did I share the screen? I shared the screen. So I just wanted to mention another one in Mayapur. This Harihara Kshetra is in Mayapur. And so this one, here you can see this is, can anybody recognize which form of the deity it is? Hamsa Vahan, swan carrier. So actually on swan carrier, on top of that, Lord Shiva is sitting and is really fired up. So the pujaris, keep pouring some water to keep him cool. So this is Amsa Vahan in Madhyadvip. So in the beginning of Kali Yuga, all the sages assembled. This is also, there is Naimisharanya in the Mayapur, in the Navadip Dham. So this place is considered to be the Naimisharanya within Navadip Dham. So all the sages, they wanted to hear from Suta Goswami about Gaura Leela, Gaura Katha, about Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Lord Shiva, he came to know that there is this Gaura Katha is taking place, and he didn't want to miss it. So he had a bull carrier. Bull is a little bit slow. So he went to Lord Brahma and borrowed his vehicle, Amsa. My dear Lord Brahma, can I borrow your vehicle, Mercedes Benz? So can I go, I can make it, and I don't want to lose, I don't want to miss it out. So that's how Lord Shiva came to this place and heard Gaurakatha. So, and because he's really fired up, and he was coming in a rush, and he was, the deity was a little bit hot. So that's why they keep pouring some cold water on top of it. So this is Amsavahan. Okay, so let's see what else we can do. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited, Shiva temples, he sang one Shivashtakam, and we will read a couple of verses from that Shivashtakam. Let me share the screen. So this is it is you can find this in KK songs, and the song name is Namo Namaste Tridasheshwaraya. Uh, and this was actually sung by Mahaprabhu. Hmm. So here you can see here at the end. This song was originally sung by Lord Chaitanya in glorification of Lord Shiva. So we'll read a couple of verses. It's Ashtakam, there are 8, but we will read one or 2 stanzas, sections here. So this one, Shri Rama Govinda Mukunda Shaure, Shri Krishna Narayana Vasudeva, इत्यादि नामामृतपानमत्ता भृङ्गादिपाया किल दुःखहन्त्रे. So Lord Shiva, what is he doing? He's always chanting, O Rama, O Govinda, O Mukunda, O Shauri, O Krishna, O Narayana, O Vasudeva. I offer my obeisances unto you. Sri Shiva, who are the monarch ruling over all the bee-like devotees who are mad to drink the nectar of these and other innumerable names of Hari, and and who thus destroys all grief. So he is matta, is maddened, is intoxicated. Uh, um, why is he intoxicated? Namam rutapana matta is drinking this amruta, nectar of the holy names of Lord by chanting them. Is drinking panamata, and because he's drinking them, he's getting intoxicated. Mm. And this Lord Shiva will akila dukkha hantre, he will remove all our obstacles on the path of bhakti. Mm. And I will also mention this. Shri Gauri Netrotsava Mangalaya Tat Prananathaya Rasa Pradhaya Sadha Samutkanta Govinda Leela Ghana Pravinaya Namostu Tubhyam. So what does he do? Shri Gauri Netrotsava Mangalaya. For Mother Gauri, for Mother Durga's eyes is always auspicious, very auspicious. And whenever Mother Durga or Parvati sees him, it's a festival for our eyes. Mm. And Sadha Samutkanta Govinda Leela, always he's talking about Govinda. Mm. And you see, that's why he's surrounded by Narada and Sanaka, Sanatana, 4 Kumaras, like that. Mm. Uh, yeah. Who bestow rasa and exports and yeah. So I thought I would sing that. Let's see. Okay, just 1 second. Got a few windows open. Yeah, well. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, so now tell me your favorite pastimes of Lord Shiva. We will talk a little bit about that. Anybody wants to share any pastimes? I hope you're all not sleeping. Yes. Anybody wants to share their favorite pastime?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My
Yeah.
very past time is about Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Which one?
That Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Mataji, yeah, you know. What is it? Sorry.
Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Gopi.
Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Ah, Gopeshwar Mahadev. But in the Bhagavatam, I'm telling, Bhagavatam, Gopeshwar Mahadev is not mentioned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Anyone wants to share any of their favorite pastimes from? You can name it, then we can discuss.
Jagannath Puri.
That is not there in the Bhagavatam, no?
Oh, you're
Okay.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Bhagavatam. Okay, okay.
What is it you want to say about Jagannath Puri?
Oh, because there is that big Lord Shiva temple close to the Jagannath Puri.
Yes, yes.
What is it called? The whole town is called on that name.
Okay, so you know that story, I'll tell you. So once Narad Muni, he went to the kitchen of Mother Lakshmi and he served Mother Lakshmi. And after serving for some time, Mother Lakshmi got pleased with Narad Muni. And she asked, what can I give you in return for your service? Narada Muni said, Mother Lakshmi, my mother, please give me some remnants of Lord Narayana, Mahaprasad. But Narayan said that my prasad should not be given to anyone. But however, somehow or other, she managed to, um, she managed to get some Mahaprasad and she gave it to Narada Muni. Narad, after eating, he went into ecstasy. And so in ecstasy, he was dancing, dancing, dancing. He came to Lord Shiva, Kailash, and he was dancing. And then Lord Shiva asked, "What is the matter? Today you are, dancing in ecstasy. You look different." They said, "I got Mahaprasad of Narayan. After eating, I went into ecstasy. But you and me are in one way, we are brothers. So why can't you share? Sharing is caring." So then he checked his, fingers. There is little part of the grain is stuck there, and that he gave it to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva ate, and he also started dancing. Both are dancing, and Mother Parvati came, and she saw like they were in dancing in jubilation, and then so she wanted some prasad, but there is no prasad. And it is said that Mother Parvati actually, performed austerities to get darshan of Lord Vishnu, Narayana. And Lord Vishnu said, I will fulfill your desire in Jagannath Puri. So in Jagannath Puri, first they offer bhoga to Jagannath, and then that place goes to Vimala Devi. Vimala Devi is the form of Mother Durga, and she gets it. Then it will be distributed to everyone. So Lord Shiva is a little bit far away from the main temple. So that is the pastime about that. And our Mataji, Purna Mataji mentioned about prachetas. Hmm. There's a beautiful pastimes of prachetas in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prachetas are the sons of Prachina Barhi. Um, they are, they are numbered in 10, and their father, asked them to beget children, But before entering into Grihastha ashram, they decided to perform some austerities and develop sense control and mind control. They become strong in their devotion. They started walking, and so while walking, they came to this big lake. Wonderful lake. Wonderful description of this lake is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Very peaceful. So many birds were there, and so many varieties of flowers were there. And so they came to that lake, and there they had the darshan of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva came out of that lake, and so this is it. Lord Shiva came out of that lake, and um, he he gave them special mantra, which is called Rudra Gita. Hmm? But there are some verses which we actually can read and appreciate it. Let me see if I can find this. Is yeah, okay. I'll read a few verses to make it. Yeah. So Lord, Prachetas were fortunate to see Lord Shiva, and here Lord Shiva appeared in molten gold form, and he was accompanied by many musicians. They were glorifying him. And as soon as Prachetas saw Lord Shiva, they immediately offered their prostrate obeisances. Lord Shiva became very pleased with them, and then he spoke. Lord Shiva spoke. Hmm? That I know that what you are going to do, because you are going to worship the Lord Vishnu. That's why I'm visible to you. Hmm? And you're all devotees of the Lord, and as such I appreciate that you are respectable as the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. I know in this way the devotees also respect me, and that I am dear to them. Thus no one can be as dear as to the devotees I am. So Lord Shiva is here says that because you are devotees of the Lord Vishnu, I respect you. And the devotees of Lord Vishnu, also respect me because I am also very dear to Lord Vishnu. Uh, uh, and actually, there is one verse here, right? Lord Shiva says that whoever worships Lord Vishnu is very dear to me. Bhagavantam Vasudevam Prapannaha Priyosime. That's what he says. And then he instructed this beautiful mantra, special mantra to Prachetas. It is called Rudra Gita. And after instructing them, he advised them to repeat this mantra. Repeat this mantra. So they heard it once and they remembered. They, went into the water, and you know, then they chanted this for 10,000 years. Uh, and there was no quarrel at all among them. There was no sibling rivalry. Hmm? Um, so in these prayers, there is one thing he talks about: association. Let me see. Yeah, this one. If one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subjected to attraction by the results of karma or jnana. What interest then can ye have in the benedictions of the demigods who are subjected to the loss of birth and death? Hmm. So he talks about the importance of association of devotees. Hmm. Uh, so he says, my dear Lord, your lotus feet are the cause of all auspicious things and the destroyer of all the contamination of sin. I therefore beg your lordship to bless me by the association of your devotees. Even Lord Shiva is asking the association of his devotees, who are the who are completely purified by worshipping your lotus feet and who are so merciful upon the conditioned soul. I think that your real benediction will be to allow me to associate with such devotees. Hmm? So, association of devotees is such a wonderful thing. That is the real benediction, and we are also fortunate that somehow or other we are getting the association of this Prabhupada books. And Prabhupada created so many temples. As a result of that, we are also getting the association. So we are very, very fortunate. So uh, after chanting this mantra for 10,000 years, they were able to see Lord Vishnu face to face. So that is, he helps us in our devotion, just like, he helped Prachetas to become devotees. So here from this pastime that we understand Lord Shiva actually likes devotees of Lord Vishnu. And the devotees of Lord Vishnu also respect him. So two things. He likes the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas also like him very much. And so from the pastime of Daksha, can anybody tell me what quality of Lord Shiva that we can learn from? Daksha offended Lord Shiva in the beginning. And yes, Arya Devi.
He isn't harsh with his reactions. Like, even though Daksha was saying all of that about him and not respecting him, he didn't ever react or say anything, but instead of causing even more disagreement, he just left the arena.
Yes, exactly. So that's the real point. He blasphemed Lord Shiva in front of everyone in a great assembly. And Lord Shiva kept quiet and he left that place. Prabhupada writes in those purports, say, for example, if someone is offending us, we can can be patient. But if someone is offending another Vaishnava, that Vaishnava may observe patience, but we should not observe patience. We should react. Just like here, who reacted on behalf of Lord Shiva here? Anybody remembers? His associate Nandi. Nandi reacted. Nandi cursed actually. Nandi cursed Daksha, saying that you will get a goat head. So Nandi can do that because Nandi is associate of Lord Shiva, and he should not keep quiet while his master being offended. That is the job of a servant. So yes, Prabhupada writes in the second chapter of that fourth canto quite a lot about the patience of Lord Shiva, how tolerant he was. Uh, but later, of course, you know, uh, um, when Mother Sati had to give up her body because of ill behavior of Daksha, and that's when Lord Shiva decided to teach Daksha a lesson. And that's why he took one strand of hair and he threw it on the ground and created this Virabhadra. And that Virabhadra chopped the head of Daksha, and then he was given a goat head, Daksha. Mm. So Daksha, the main problem with Daksha was very puffed up. He has so many opulences. So all these opulences created pride in him, and that's how he became blind. Um, so Lord Shiva decided to teach him a lesson at the end because it was he tolerated to some extent, and he did not, Daksha did not, stop his daughter, um, you know, uh, committing suicide, basically giving up her body. Uh, he would have stopped. He should have stopped. So then he decided to teach him a lesson at that time. But you are right, Arya. So the main point that Prabhupada highlights that we should be patient. But if someone else is offending another Vaishnava, then we should either leave that place or we should counteract, just like Nandi counteracted. So that's about that pastime. And let's read a little more, maybe another 5-10 minutes, and we can conclude. Let me see what else. This one, yes. So this is the pastime of churning milk ocean, and during the churning of milk ocean, we all know that when the poison halahal came, all the demigods approached Lord Shiva, and so and they requested him to save them by handling this poison. When all these demigods were disturbed, uh, he spoke to his consort Sati, that I want to give protection to all these demigods. And this is a famous verse often quoted. Source 8739. Pranai swai pranina panti sadavaha kshana bangurai addavaireshu bhuteshu mohit mohiteshvatma mayaya. People in general, being bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always engaged in animosity toward one another. Normal people, they are, you know, they engaged in animosity with one another. But devotees, uh, even at the risk of their own temporary lives, try to save them. So devotees are different. Common people are inimical to each other. Sadhava, sadhava, the devotees of the Lord are different. They like to risk their own life because they know that this life is temporary. Why they risk it? To save others. Hmm. So in this connection, we also remember Prabhupada, how Prabhupada, risked his own life to come to the West. We have been reading Prabhupada Leelamrita in our group. We can see how Prabhupada actually risked his life for the benefit of all of us. So that is a character of devotees, and Lord Shiva also it falls in the same category. This is the characteristics of a Vaishnava, paradukka dukki. A Vaishnava is always unhappy to see the conditioned souls unhappy. Otherwise, he would have no business teaching them how to become happy. In materialistic life, people must certainly engage in the activities of animosity. Materialistic life is therefore compared to samsara dhavanala, a blazing forest fire that automatically takes place. Lord Shiva and his followers in the parampara system try to save people from this dangerous condition of materialistic life. This is the duty of devotees following the principles of Lord Shiva, belonging to Rudra Sampradaya. There are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, and the Rudra Sampradaya is one of them, because Lord Shiva is the best of the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Indeed, as we shall see, Lord Shiva drank all the poison for the benefit of humanity. So, after saying this, Lord Shiva, so what did he do? He drank all the poison. Um, yeah. And then he says, why is he planning to do this task? Huh? And he tells his wife Bhavani, when one performs benevolent activities for others, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is very pleased. Now, if I do this job, if I take the task of saving these demigods, try and mitigate the suffering of the demigods, Lord Hari will be pleased. That's why I would like to do it. When the Lord is pleased, I am also pleased, along with all other living creatures. Therefore, let me drink this poison, for all the living entities may thus become happy because of me. So, after saying these wonderful things, Lord Shiva drank the poison, and that poison became an ornament to Lord Shiva. So he developed a bluish complexion over there, and he got the name Nilakanta. Hmm? And so our acharyas tell us that because Lord Shiva is always chanting Rama Rama, isn't it? Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Vistulyam Rama Nama Varanane. So there is Rama in the throat always. Rama is always there. So this wish, he drank wish. So Rama is there, wish plus Rama, Vishram. Vishram means Aram, he became peaceful actually. So the Rama is the antidote for the wish. Hmm. So there are number of other pastimes, but I think uh, we will just stop here. So let me sum up. So in the beginning, we discussed the unique position of Lord Shiva. The difference between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva is like the milk and yogurt. Milk comes from the yogurt, but the yogurt has a different function. And Prabhupada highlights that um, so Lord Vishnu performs the material activities whenever Lord Vishnu wants to interact with um, material nature, he does through Lord Shiva. This is another form of Lord Vishnu, and so that is the unique position. But Lord Shiva considered himself to be uh, a devotee of Lord Vishnu, and that's why Bhagavatam says Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu is the topmost Vaishnava, and he is above Brahma. He is not a living entity. He is Ishvara also. Brahma is a living entity usually. So that's why sometimes people glorify him as the Supreme Lord, but that they fully do not understand the difference between Vishnu and Lord Shiva. But as devotees of the Lord, by the mercy of our acharyas, now we know the difference between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. And after that, then we have seen the Shivashtakam by Mahaprabhu, and there are two verses we recited, and these two verses glorify Lord Shiva, saying that he's always engaged in Govinda Leela. He continuously talks about um, Harikatha. Mm. Um, and by chanting the holy names of Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Mukunda, Narayana, he is actually maddened, he is intoxicated by drinking them. Mm. And then we also had seen various temples in in Vrindavan. Lord Shiva acts as gatekeeper, Kshetrapal, and we mentioned about five temples in Vrindavan, Gopeshwar Mahadev in Vrindavan, Bhuteshwar Mahadev in Mathura, in Kamyavan, Kameshwar, in Nandagam, and Nandeshwar. He became actually, Lord Shiva became the hill on which Nanda Baba built his house, and Lord Krishna actually played on that, performed his pastimes on top of that hill. That hill is not different from Lord Shiva. And there is in Chakileshwar Mahadev in Govardhan. Uh, and in that connection, we also mentioned about Sanatana Goswami and mosquitoes pastime. Also, we mentioned. Then we had talked about the Harihara Kshetra in Navadvip Dham, in Godrumadvipa. It is considered to be Varanasi. And Lord Shiva chants Gauranga's name in the years of, whoever leaves their body in that area. Then we talked about this Hamsavahan, the vehicle, Hamsa, the swan carrier of Lord Brahmaji. He borrowed it and he came to hear Gaurakatha in the place called Madhya Dweep, and it is also called the Naimisharanya. And after that, then from Bhagavatam, a couple of pastimes we had looked at. One is about Prachetas. Uh, he personally appeared to Prachetas. He helped them. He gave them mantra. He helped them, and because they had the association of Lord Shiva, they chanted the holy name of the mantra given by Lord Shiva. They were able to see Lord Vishnu face to face, and Lord Shiva tells Prachetas that he likes Vaishnavas, and Vaishnavas also respect Lord Shiva. And from Daksha's pastime, we discussed how he was tolerant, very patient. He's teaching us that Trunadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amani Namana Dena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So this is the nature of the world. There will be several reverses in our life, also in our devotion, but we have to continue. Be patient, continue. Hmm? Um, and then which pastime we looked at it? Yes, then the pastime of churning of milk ocean, how Lord Shiva wanted to, um, mitigate the trouble of these demigods by drinking the poison. And he says that devotees, normal people are there envious of each other, but devotees, they risk their own life to mitigate the problem of common living beings. And saying this, if I do this task, if I do this task, Lord Hari will be pleased. And when Lord Hari is pleased, I am also pleased. Saying this, he drinks the poison. And we mentioned that Lord Rama, because he always chants the name of Lord Rama, So that acted as an antidote. Yeah, so with that, we will end here. On this special day, we should pray at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva to help us in removing our false ego. Mm. It's very important that we pray to Lord Shiva. Once Nitai Kirtan Prabhu, who came to our temple, he was giving class, and he asked us to pray to Lord Shiva to get rid of our false ego. Please, let's pray to Lord Shiva to help us to remove our false ego and help all of us to become stronger in our devotion. And yes, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu ki Jai, Mahadev Shivji ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Okay. So, yes, Kavita Mataji, you still have that question or anything else you wanted to say?
Question, should I write from the group so that next time people
You are completely breaking, Mataji, for some reason. So maybe you can just message me. I will answer that query.
okay.
Hmm?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.